Here we are.
Yeah, okay.
Welcome to the JoDa Podcast. This is Joe.
And that's Da.
That's me.
That's Da. And today, very special JoDa Podcast. We are going to review The Batman. Starring
Not just Batman.
Batman.
The Batman.
Starring Robert Pattinson as the Caped Crusader, the Dark Knight. Now, let me just go on record as saying I love Batman.
Yeah, we're Batman fans.
Batman has been my favorite for, well, before superheroes were the end thing. And I loved the TV show, the campy TV show. I had some of the gritty comic books, and I've been watching the movies ever since they started watching them.
Pow!
Pow! Zing! But anyway, so I was going into this.
Well, hold on. Before we start, disclaimer.
We're going to have some spoilers.
There's going to be some spoilers.
Yeah, there's going to be some spoilers.
So if you haven't watched the movie yet and you're a huge fan, you might not want to watch this podcast until after and see if you agree with us. Yeah. Also, disclaimer, we did not discuss it on the way home.
No.
We decided it was going to be a very quiet car ride on the way home, and it was so hard not to talk about it, and we came right home, and we're podcasting straight right after the movie.
So let me just say, my favorite Batman movie is The Dark Knight with, of course, Heath Ledger. Christian Bale as Batman. Heath Ledger as the Joker. Heath Ledger was perfection in that role. And going into this movie, The Batman, it's a relaunch, it's a reboot, a revisioning of Batman, and I went in hesitant.
Why?
Because
the Twilight Kid was in it?
Because the Twilight Kid was in it. I didn't know if Robert Pattinson would be able to pull it off. I didn't know if he was going to be coming out there like, every day I have died waiting for you.
With his glowing
don't
skin.
Be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years.
I mean, honestly, if Twilight were to take place in a Marvel universe, it would be Batman because it's always very dark. He could be, he could be walking around all the time in Gotham and not be shining,
I guess so.
Anyway.
So it's a revisioning. Robert Pattinson as Batman. Let me see. I've got the cast list here because I don't know all their names. Zoe Kravitz is Selena Kyle, Catwoman. Paul Dano is the Riddler. Colin Farrell.
Which I feel like he was an odd choice for a Riddler.
He was.
I wasn't buying him as a Riddler.
Colin Farrell is the Penguin.
That was amazing.
Jeffrey Wright as Jim Gordon.
I still find it hard to believe that Colin Farrell was the Penguin.
Here was the thing. They made the Penguin totally different than he's ever been on screen. Yeah. He's like a tough. He's got scars and everything. And I don't know. They made a big deal out of it. And he's hardly in the movie, really. I think they're setting him up to be more a part of the next one, I think. But,
he's Catman.
So anyway,
he wants daddy.
I'm Cat Dad.
We've been gone all day, and so he's kind of needy right now. Sorry about that.
I'm Cat Dad.
No.
Cat Dad.
Pow. Sorry.
Anyway, we went into it. It's a 3-hour long movie. I have to say, I heard everybody complaining about the length. It didn't feel like a 3-hour length to me.
It didn't. It really didn't. Of course, we have the nice stadium seating where you get to recline back. I would say if you were to go to this movie, maybe, take your sips a little slower.
Yeah, don't chug your pop.
Don't chug your pop. Because if you do go to the bathroom in the middle of this movie, you will miss a lot. It's very fast-paced action.
Here's the thing that's different about this movie than any other Batman movies. This movie really leans into the fact that Batman is, quote unquote, the world's best detective. There's a lot more. Sorry. He knows when we're doing this and he just has to show up.
He likes attention.
But they really show the detective, the police work aspect of this. Does Batman kick butt? Absolutely. Is there fight scenes in action? Yes. But there's a lot of, okay, who done it? Got to figure this out. Who is the Riddler? Why is he doing this? Because the Riddler is the main antagonist in this. It's not Penguin. So if you like, I've heard people say police procedural. I would agree with that. It's very detective oriented. People were saying it's dark and gritty and
I mean, I don't feel like it was any more than the other one.
No. I don't think it was any more. I mean,
The Dark Knight was dark.
Are you talking about shooting the light of the film? Yes, it's very dark. The whole thing it's raining the entire film, and it is shot darkly. But as far as over-the-top gore or over-the-top language,
there's a little bit.
There's a little bit of language. It earns its PG-13 rating.
Like part of what I didn't like about it is they kind of made Batman more emo. When he wasn't being Batman and he was being Bruce Wayne, he was more of like an emo kid.
Yeah, Robert did not pull off Bruce Wayne very well.
I mean, I thought he pulled off Batman well.
He did.
But the Bruce Wayne, which I don't know if that's necessarily him or if it's just the writing of the character, because they made him more emo. Most Bruce Waynes in other movies, they're still social and in the community. And again, disclaimer, but they made him more withdrawn, like people haven't seen him for years. And he's very emo, and like when he takes off the Batman mask, he keeps the black stuff on his eyes, and it's just like, I didn't like that.
He does not come across as a billionaire playboy.
No.
And that is the whole purpose of his secret identity. I mean, he goes out and he's Bruce Wayne, and he's a ladies' man. He goes out, he spends money, he's a philanthropist. And in this movie, even the one character says, your dad was always doing stuff. You haven't done anything.
Yeah, we want to change that.
We want to change that. You just hide away. And so he's either a dark brooding Batman or a dark brooding Bruce Wayne. And I think you've got to have a little bit more of a dichotomy there.
Yeah.
You can have a dark Bruce Wayne that can put on a good face.
Yeah, you need more of a dual, more of a yin and yang with the Bruce Wayne character, in my opinion.
We're nitpicking here, but it's a good movie.
Yes.
If you like Batman, you will like this movie.
I went in with no expectation because I'm like, the Twilight guy. I haven't seen him in anything but Twilight, and so my expectations were like...
They've been hyping this movie since before the pandemic,
yeah,
because it had to stop because of the pandemic and everything.
But I actually liked it.
Was it worth the wait? Debatable. But was it a good movie? Yes. Was it enjoyable? Yes. Did I think we got our money's worth? Yes.
Especially with how long it was. Yes.
Yeah. I did not like the Riddler.
No, I thought the actor choice for him was weird.
He did an okay job when he was just being himself. What I hated was throughout the movie, he was this masked character, and it was like this bondage S&M mask that he was wearing the entire time.
Well, in the movie, when they showed like a chat screen thing, they were saying how it was like an army mask, and he bought it in an army surplus store or something.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you about it more in detail. I don't want to spoil.
It still didn't work for me.
No, it doesn't
because
for me
you got to remember, for me, the Riddler is ostentatious. He's riddle me this, Batman. You've got
he's very showy.
You had the character. Both guys who played Batman's Riddler on the TV show was very ostentatious.
Yeah.
Batman Forever. It was Jim Carrey. I mean,
so very over the top.
Now I know that wouldn't work in this kind of setting, this dark, gritty setting, but I also didn't want to see the Gimp from Pulp Fiction playing the Riddler. And if you haven't seen Pulp Fiction, you won't get that reference. But that didn't work for me. Now, when he was unmasked and he was talking to Batman in Arkham Asylum towards the end of the movie, that part worked. That part was...
Really? That worked for you?
That worked for me because that actor is such a baby-faced, fresh-faced kid to be acting that crazy.
That's true.
That worked for me. Penguin was okay. Everybody's praising Colin Farrell. I don't think he did anything over the top. He just had the star of him was the makeup.
Yes, to be honest, yes. Because even watching it and I knew it was Colin Farrell, I still couldn't find Colin Farrell underneath that. I'm shocked that's Colin Farrell.
he had a good thug, New York.
Yeah, but anybody from Sopranos could have played that role.
Yeah, it really wasn't anything spectacular. It wasn't like Heath Ledger's performance did not rely just on the makeup.
Well, and we're biased because we like the Penguin character in Gotham, the TV series,
Yes.
and he
both the Riddler and the Penguin characters in the TV show Gotham, I think, were superior to the villains in this.
Yeah.
So,
let's talk Catwoman.
Go Catwoman.
What do you think about Catwoman? I did not like her.
I did not like her.
There was I won't spoil a lot, but there was some good twists that they made of her background that they've never done with a Selena Kyle before.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that twist. And you'd have to watch the movie to see what we're talking about. There's a couple different twists with her background, and I really thought that was nice to kind of give her some more depth. But the actress, did we discover
Zoe Kravitz?
Is she related to
Lenny Kravitz?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I mean, she was fine. I wouldn't be like, oh, she's phenomenal. But
I don't think she added a ton to the film.
No,
but
she was fine.
She was fine. Again, that's the ongoing, reoccurring theme talking about this movie was, it was okay. It was okay.
They've done it better. However, I do have to say where this movie outshines the others is they did give a lot of depth and character background to the characters where they didn't in past movies.
Yeah.
And that's where this movie shines because I like that.
But I do like the fact that they didn't go overboard into the backstory of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
They figured you know it by now.
If you don't know, what are you doing here?
If you've seen any Batman movies, you know, okay, his parents were killed in an alley in front of him. That's how he became the Batman.
Yeah.
He's already been doing this for a couple of years when this movie starts.
Yeah.
So they just assume, hey, you're an intelligent viewer. You know where he's coming from. So they don't spend a whole lot of time diving into that. It's made reference to. Thomas Wayne is made reference to. He plays a big role in the story. But I did like how they did not rehash what has been rehashed and rehashed and rehashed.
Yeah. And you do get to know some new background about Thomas Wayne and the family.
Yeah.
And it's actually very interesting what you discover in this movie.
Yeah, not as squeaky clean as you thought.
I say where this movie gets an A+ is the writing of the background stories and giving more depth to the characters. Other than that, the rest of it is just kind of like, eh.
I would say the cinematography, the lighting, the things like that, I would say a solid B.
The Batman suit, I feel like, was really good
It was good. It was more paramilitary.
Yes, and they the bat symbol came apart, and he had
that was his batarang.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
It was really cool.
Let's talk music. My biggest complaint about the music, it is a ripoff of the Imperial March from Star Wars. Listen to it. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
It's revamped a little. It's not exactly.
You can hear it. But you can hear it. And
yeah.
I was singing the Imperial March.
He was sitting there just
the whole time
singing that through.
The music and Ave Maria. How many movies have used Ave Maria?
But who goes to a Batman movie and judges the music?
I do.
Besides Joe.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are we rating movies under on this channel? Are we doing it in popcorn? I give it many.
But between 1 to 5 popcorns?
Yeah. So we'll put some popcorns on the screen. If I'm comparing it to every movie genre across the board, I would give it a 3 out of 5, maybe a 4 out of 5. If I am comparing it with the other Batman movies, I would say a solid 3.
I would say...
Does that make sense? I don't know.
You've almost got to... against other Batman movies, it's hard because there was so much of a different vision for the Gotham City for each thing.
It's true.
But I think as for storytelling...
Storytelling was great.
Storytelling and living up to the source material... I'd say this was a 4.
Yeah.
I'd say this was maybe a 4.5.
So which one of the Batmans is a 5 to you?
Dark Knight.
I agree.
Dark Knight is the 5. Then I would say maybe this movie.
Although I do have to say, here's where I feel like my ratings come in for a lot of movies is, would I watch this again? Dark Knight, yes.
Yeah.
This movie I probably wouldn't watch again.
I was thinking that as I was sitting there too. I'm like... Would I buy this?
No.
Probably not.
We've bought in Dark Knight, but
we've got the whole Nolan trilogy.
And we've rewatched those, but I don't think I would rewatch this.
It depends on what they do with the next film
and
or two.
They did kind of hint that there could
more.
be.
There's going to be
more. You kind of maybe hear Joker a little bit.
You don't know if it's Joker or not.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it is.
They lead you to believe it is.
They make you think it is.
We'll see. We had so much bait and switch with Gotham as
That's
to
true.
who Joker was or
Which,
whatever.
by the way, if you have not watched Gotham, go and watch it.
Season 1 is very slow.
Yes.
Giving you a warning.
Keep watching, though.
Get through season 1. You will not regret it.
It is one of our favorites. I'm telling you, whoever casted Gotham, the best casting, I think, of any TV show in the world. It was great casting and great writing, and I'm sad it didn't get the hype that it did because of season 1 being so slow. I think people just kind of gave up on it, but you have to get past that slowness. It gets good.
And it's very dark for a
very
TV
dark,
show.
yeah.
I would say it's almost as dark as this movie. The Batman, so a 3.5, 3,
3. I would say 3.5, 4. Just because I wouldn't watch it again.
I'm going to say a solid 4. Almost a 5. If they had done a few more things differently, I think it could have been a 5.
Honestly, I feel like there could have been better casting in some parts.
Yeah.
And I feel like just because of the character, the way they did some of the characters, that I didn't like it. But the story, as far as like background story and giving more depth to characters, I mean, that gets a solid 5.
Honestly, the big star of the movie?
Who?
The Batmobile.
Really?
The Batmobile was pretty cool.
I liked the one better in Dark Knight.
The Tumbler?
The one that where he would
the
go.
Tumbler?
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty cool.
The Tumbler, I think, was the coolest.
This was how it made like a screech, a howl kind of thing. It was creepier. Yeah.
It was very action-packed, and I can always tell because of the length of my thumbnail after the movie. I really dug into my thumbnail throughout the movie. So it was very action-packed. I'm not someone who likes a lot of action in movies, so when it's action-packed, I'm always like picking at my fingernail. But I would suggest watching it. I mean, and it's honestly, I think this is one you should watch in theater. I don't think it would have the same effect if you watched it from home.
No, you need the big sound system.
You need
the big
popcorn.
Screen, the popcorn. And I don't think a lot of TVs would be able to handle the darkness.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of that pixelating, that bleeding that happens on TVs with really darks. And you're going to need a really good like OLED display TV. Because
there was times during the movie where like when they were fighting or Batman would be doing something, you'd hear a ching and it was up in this corner, and then you'd hear something up in this corner, and it just kind of made you like in the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I don't feel like it felt like 3 hours, which tells you the movie's good enough to go.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Was it the movie that we were all anticipating for 2+ years? Hoping the pandemic would end so we could actually see it. I think it was hyped up a bit more than it really delivered. But I can't say I'm disappointed.
No.
It was a good movie.
And Edward Collins did great as Batman. I think their choice with Bruce Wayne was more about the writing on how they portrayed him. Mm-hmm. But I was actually impressed with him. I liked him as Batman. I prefer Christian Bale as Batman, but
there is language, lots of violence. This is not a Batman to take your kids to. No. So overall, that's our thoughts on The Batman in theaters now.
Our thoughts are give it a try.
If you like Batman, give it a try.
Yeah.
If you're not a Batman fan, skip it.
Yeah.
You probably won't like it.
They have some girlier stuff out right now. Transylvania was good. We watched that. You can go watch that.
So anyway, until next time, I'm Joe.
I'm Amanda, and let us know in the comments below if there's another movie you want us to critique and hear our opinions on. We're full of opinions.
Or share your opinions in the comments.
Yes, let us know if you watch it, what you think.
Yeah, what you thought of The Batman.
What do you think of the storyline plots that they changed? I'm curious to see what other people thought too.
So
thank you for watching.
And God loves you. He'll keep you forever. We'll keep you forever, and all that kind of good stuff. And just remember, I'm Batman.
I'm Edward Cullen.
I sparkle when it's sunshiny.
I run really fast.
Watch me go.